Okay, this is for lesson 63. We just did the exploration together, and I actually tried videoing it before and it didn't work, so I'm just going to use this paper to kind of uncover. So we did the exploration first, and then we have lesson 63, understanding the unit circle and radian measures. So the unit circle is just a circle with the radius of 1. So here is a circle that has a radius of 1, and if you have an arc length that is equal to the radius, then we can call the angle measure theta 1 radian. So since a circumference of a circle, the whole length is 2 pi r, and the measure, in number of degrees, is 360 degrees, and it's also going to be 2 pi radians, because that's how many radii will fit around the whole circle, would be 2 pi. So 180 degrees is just equal to 1 pi radians. So here's a picture of a coordinate plane, and if we start at the positive x-axis and go halfway, that's just 180 degrees, or equal to pi radians. If we start at the positive x-axis and go all the way around 360 degrees, that's our 2 pi radians. Now I want to show you how to convert from degrees to radians and from radians to degrees, but I'm going to turn the page to do that. So pause if you need to, but here's the next page. So, oh yeah, I needed this to cover. Can't remember what I'm doing. Okay, so we're going to convert degrees to radians and radians to degrees. So if you have degrees, just take the number of degrees by and multiply it by pi radians over 180. And if you want to go the other way, just multiply by the reciprocal of that fraction, 180 over pi radians. So here's an example. If we start with 90 degrees and we want to change it to radians, we just do pi radians over 180 degrees, simplify, and it's pi halves radians. And you usually don't have to write the word radians right here. It's just pi halves. Now let's say we start with 3 pi halves radians and we want to change it to degrees. If we multiply by the reciprocal, 180 degrees over pi radians, we can cancel and reduce, and that becomes 270 degrees. And if you look at your unit circle, 3 pi halves is at 270 degrees. So when you look at the unit circle, each of the coordinates on the circle match up with the cosine of theta and sine theta. The x value is the cosine of the central angle at where that point is. The angle from the x-axis, the positive x-axis, up to that point will be the cosine of that central angle, and the y value will be the sine theta. So here's our coordinate plane divided up into 4 quadrants. In the first quadrant, all 3 sine, cos, and tangent will be positive. In the second quadrant, only the sine will be positive, the cos and tangent will be negative. In the third quadrant, sine and cos will be negative, and the tangent will be positive. And in the fourth quadrant, sine and tangent will be negative, and the cos will be positive. So we have, if we're looking for an arc length in terms of radians, you take the radius and times it by the angle measured in radians. So it's just S equals R, your radius, times theta, which is the angle measured in radians. And then this is one you're going to want to mark in your book. The unit circle is found on page 448. So if you have like a sticky note or something in there, you're going to be referring to it quite often. So go ahead and just get that marked. Okay, that's the end of the lesson.